Hello, this is John Paval with Access Arts Live. It's about 1:30 in the afternoon, Saturday, February 15th, here in Paris, France. I'm here to give you a heads up. If you are a lover of music that is now, I got to tell you, you can enjoy a double header from two of the top channels for this music online today. Composers Concordance. Let me start that over again. I got to give a proper announcement. Saturday, February 15th, for those who like what I call now music, you can enjoy a double header from two of the top channels for this kind of music online. Composers Concordance live streams Octogenarians, and Constellation Chicago live streams Hometown Physics in Motion. That's right. I think these will be, if you like this kind of experience, it's not just music, it's an experience, it's a state of mind, then you're gonna love these two concerts. This is not your everyday classical music or chamber music, but it's very exciting stuff for those who want to know, what do the people who want to be most now, what are they creating now? So let me tell you a little bit more about each of these concerts. We'll give you the links as usual. The first of these, it's Gene Pritzker's merry band of music makers, Composers Concordance, with a concert called Octogenarians. These are musicians John Clark and David Taylor celebrating the fact that they're 80 years old now. Octogenarian means an 80-year-old. And they'll be doing a concert where John Clark plays the horn, David Taylor's on the bass trombone, Gene Pritzker is on the guitar, Lawrence Goldman on the bass, and Damian Bassman playing Cajun and percussion. I'll give you all their names because if you're familiar with Composers Concordance, these are not unfamiliar names to you. The featured compositions on the program include 80 Ain't So Old by Eugene W. McBride, Resigned by Gene Pritzker, Dialogue by Faye Ellen Silverman, The Taylor-Clark Conundrum by Jay Rosen, that must be referring to Taylor and Clark, and Playing It Forward by Paul Undwiner. There's also music by John Clark, Dan Cooper, Larry Goldman, Peter Jarvis, Anton Rovner, Gary Schneider, and David Taylor. This is all now music. Some of these pieces were obviously composed for this occasion. Oh, what can I say? With something like this, you either show up or blow up. It is what it is. Gene Pritzker, to give you just a little more background information if you don't know of him, he heads up Composers Concordance. He's a guitarist and a composer, composes for film and television on a regular basis, but he also draws in top musicians that play with top orchestras and chamber music ensembles, not only in the U.S. but in Europe, and they all come to New York City to just let it rip with Gene, playing music which blurs the boundaries between classical, jazz, pop, electronic music, and whatever else people can come up with. Oh, spoken word very often as well. So check that out. Now, the second concert that concert's at, let me give you the time correctly, although you'll have it in the notes. That's at 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, 4 o'clock on the West Coast, 1 o'clock in the morning here in Europe, and 11 o'clock in the morning, Sunday morning, down under in Australia, if you're ready for something like this on a Sunday morning. The next concert starts about 2.5 hours later, so you can easily enjoy both, make an evening of it, have dinner in between. It's Constellation Chicago with Homeroom presents Physics in Motion, or Physics for Listeners. It's described two different ways in the written materials. This is at 8:30 p.m. Chicago time, which is 9:30 on the East Coast, 3:30 in the morning in Europe, and 1:30 in the afternoon, Sunday afternoon, down in Australia. Homeroom is a group which is well, first, let me tell you, this concert is their fourth one they've done in a series called Physics for Listeners. Okay, so this is part of the Physics for Listeners series is Physics in Motion. It includes new music by Ismail Ali, Emily Beisel, Paul Gialorenzo, Adam Sheed, new video by Tselani Townsend, Color Swim, Scott Rubin, Ben Willis. The music's performed by a live ensemble led by the Homeroom artistic director, Paul Gialorenzo. They're doing, one of the pieces they're doing is his. It consists of cornet, flute, woodwinds, cello, double bass, piano synthesizer, and electronic music. Look, if you're bothered by the electronic music aspect, you probably don't want to tune in because it'll drive you crazy. But I recommend finding out what is now. What are people creating now, especially people mixing genres? As for Homeroom, they're an ongoing group designing artistic projects, and they talk of having two core values: conversation and collaboration. It's about community building within the artistic community, bringing together the artists, the audiences, curators, and venues, and then creating something now that has never existed before and maybe will never exist just that way again. They commission a lot of new works. They presented over 200 musical compositions and works of visual art during their time here on the planet, sharing now music and art with us. I commend this to you. If you're into this kind of music, it's an exciting doubleheader. Your Saturday evening is complete. The first of these is free of charge. The second one, Constellation Chicago, you can watch it on YouTube free of charge if you don't have any scratch. They ask you, and we'll give you the link for it, though, they ask you if you're going to watch it and you can handle it, to pay for a $5 live stream ticket and a $2.22 charge on that. So it's $7.22. That's what we have going on tonight, among other things. I'll say it again.